Hey, I'm John Cannell. Today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making some decadent chocolatey turtle cookies. So let's get started. First up, set your oven to 350 so it's nice and hot, and now we have just a tiny bit of prep work to do, starting with chopping 1 cup or 113 grams of pecans. It's always a good idea to give your pecans a little bit of extra flavor by toasting them. I like to pop mine onto a baking sheet and bake at 350 for about 4 minutes, move them around, and then bake for another few minutes until they're fragrant. It makes a huge difference. This recipe comes by popular request. I have a turtle cheesecake on the channel, and some people wrote me and asked for a turtle cookie, and I was more than happy to oblige. Chocolate, pecans, and caramel coming together for a delicious decadent cookie. Now in a medium bowl, we're gonna get all of our dry ingredients together, starting with 1 cup or 120 grams of all-purpose flour. Now I want 1/3 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. That's about 33 grams. Cocoa powder is so deceptive because it's very light compared to flour, I swear. There we go, 33 grams. For contrast, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and to puff things up, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Grab a whisk and give us a whisk. If you're really concerned about cocoa lumps, because sometimes the cocoa could be so lumpy, go ahead and pass this through a sifter, but mine's pretty nice today. Once that's nicely mixed, go ahead and set this aside and grab your stand mixer or a big bowl and your hand mixer. Into the bowl of my stand mixer, I'm adding 1/2 cup or 113 grams of softened butter. Nice and soft. Just a little bit of pressure will give a beautiful indent. It's very silky. In you go. Pop your paddle attachment on, and we're gonna mix this on medium just for about a minute or two until it's nice and creamy. While that mixes up, I'm gonna measure out my sugars. 1/2 cup of light brown sugar, that's 110 grams. And 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar, that's 66 grams. My butter is nice and silky smooth, so now we're gonna dump our sugars in and give it a mix until it is light and fluffy. That's about 3 minutes on medium speed. But here, you're gonna wanna really pump some air in because that pumped air will lend itself to a chewy, airy, cakey, delicious cookie. 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar and 1/2 cup of light brown. Oh. No. It's okay, the counter is clean. It's another good use for a bench scraper. My all-purpose kitchen tool. Okay, pop that in and we're gonna mix this up on medium speed for about 3 to 4 minutes until it is light and fluffy. Make sure you scrape the bowl down halfway through because it will be pure butter on the bottom. All right, halfway through, we're gonna do a scrape and continue mixing. Take a look at this. My butter is so light and fluffy now. It's like a beautiful sugary cloud. This is ready for 1 egg and some vanilla to add flavor and substance. Crack that into the bowl, or if you're concerned about shells, which you always should be, go ahead and crack it into a small bowl. I risked the risk. Mix that up on medium, and I'm also gonna add in 1 tablespoon or 15 mils of vanilla. Okay. 1 scrape down is always a good idea. If you're using an electric hand mixer in a big bowl, you can just rake the bottom of the bowl with your mixer. You don't have to do this step. Very much looking forward to these cookies. Chocolate, caramel, and pecans are 3 of my favorite flavors, or at least among my favorites. I also love coconut. So these are gonna be so good together, and the cookie itself, if you chill it overnight, has a wonderful, chewy, lovely texture to it. That's beautifully mixed. Now we're gonna add our flour in and mix it up until it's almost combined. We have some pecans, some caramel bits, and some chocolate chips to add into this, so I don't wanna overmix my batter, which means it's fine to see streaks of butter and flour that are not mixed in when you stop the mixer. Really just for a few seconds until you see it start to come together. Well, 20 seconds. There we go. If you look here, you'll see bits of flour, bits of butter. That's totally fine. Remove the paddle attachment and we're gonna start adding our mix-ins. See all that bits of flour and butter? It's fine. We're gonna mix it in once the mix-ins come. Now we're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of our chopped pecans. We're reserving some of each of these for later on. We're gonna press them on top to make these cookies really beautiful. 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, and 1/2 cup of caramel bits. These crack me up because they look exactly like chickpeas to me. So I'm like, are these chickpeas? What's going on? That is a chickpea or a garbanzo bean. I'm gonna mix these in by hand. If you want, you could use your mixer and just run it on low for like 10 seconds or less. Fold your mix-ins in, and once you're done, the cookie batter will be ready, with no streaks or lumps of unmixed things. Our cookie dough is ready, except if we baked them now, they would be flat and kind of just lifeless. We want these to be chewy and have a wonderful texture. So cover your bowl up, and we're gonna pop this into the fridge for at least an hour. I'd like the best result, so I will chill these overnight, and we'll be back tomorrow with the magic of editing. It's a new day, I have a lot of these shirts, and my dough is thoroughly chilled. So grab a triggered scoop, and we're gonna portion out heaping tablespoon-sized bits of this dough. Give it a good roll in your hands. This will make them spread really nicely and have a beautiful shape. And we're gonna plop those onto our baking sheet. Continue the process for the rest of your dough. And if you wanted to freeze this dough for later, just make the balls, freeze them, and then once they're frozen, pop them into a freezer bag. Then you could bake these from frozen. You'll just add a couple minutes of bake time on. If you ever wondered why these are called turtle cookies, where this turtle flavor came from, it is not from the animal. It's from turtle candies, and they're just called turtles because they're shaped like a turtle's shell. And they just happen to be chocolate, nuts, and caramel. Space your cookie balls about 2 inches apart. And now we're gonna decorate them with caramel bits, pecans, and chocolate chips. Just press them onto the tops, just like you would for a chocolate chip cookie. And then we're gonna pop these into the oven. Get at least one of each of the elements on top so you can really tell what's happening inside of this cookie and be tempted to eat it. And just like that, my first batch is ready to go into the oven, 350 for 10 to 12 minutes until they puff, expand, and the tops appear dry. In the meantime, we're gonna make a delicious ganache. In you go. While my cookies are baking, let's make the easiest drizzle for these with 1/3 of a cup of chocolate chips, a couple more for good luck, and 3 tablespoons of butter. It'll help if your butter is room temperature or at least not ice cold. It doesn't have to be softened. We're gonna microwave this in 15-second intervals, stirring in between until it is nice and smooth. If you see a couple lumps of chocolate here and there, that's okay. Just keep stirring because the residual heat will melt the chocolate. Once your cookies are out of the oven and cooled, we're gonna finish them off with a drizzle of ganache, and they'll look so decadent and amazing. Just like that. Love it. Hey, Locke, wanna get a turtle cookie?
Yeah.
Okay, these are turtle cookies.
Do they taste like turtle?
No, they're chocolate, caramel, and...
So turtles taste like chocolate?
No. Just give it a try and tell me what you think. I'll have a bite too.
It's good.
Okay. The rest of the turtle cookie you can take back. Okay, and one for Dada too. I hope you had a chance to make this recipe, and if you like this video, hit that subscribe button and check out my chocolate playlist.